Good morning. It's time for Daily Dose with Dr. Lazar. So, energy and frequency medicine, was that fact or fiction? Now, from a faith background, sometimes people will think energy is something new agey or different, and it certainly can be. I mean, just like anything, there can be good, supported. There can be, questionable. So, what I'm talking about is the science-backed, research-based idea of functional and energy medicine. So go with me on this little journey about how the body works. So just like you can hear me right now, what that is, those are sound waves that are traveling from your speaker or headphones, and the sound waves have a frequency and they're vibrating and they're causing vibrations in your body, and then your body knows to interpret those. Now, the frequencies are there even as when we're babies. We hear those frequencies, but we don't really know what they mean. So it takes time for us to learn what those mean. So if we take our entire structure, the matter that's here, my entire body, your entire body, on the smallest level physically, I mean, we can get down to atoms and molecules and things, but from an organized structure in the body, cells are about as small as we go. Bruce Lipton, PhD in molecular biology, talks about biology on the level of molecules, which is fascinating. We learn in science about our cells and what they do. And so the last few years, we've really been looking into options to help with cellular response and cellular repair. Because if we can get your body to respond on a cellular level, the rest of it will take care of itself. That's like as far back as we can go, is all the way down to the cells. So we can rub something on your skin and try to get a change in your skin. We can try. We don't, but there are treatments that involve taking medications to change the way your cells express themselves. There are injections you can get that change the way they change cellular expression. But the question is, how do we get the cells to do what we want them to do from a natural, we're born with it, innate ability type perspective? Well, for years, in fact, this is amazing. Tomorrow, 125 years, September 18th, 1895 was the first chiropractic adjustment. So we know that getting the nerve communication from the brain to the cell optimal is key. And that is the entire bread and butter of our entire existence at Lazar Spinal Care. However, we found that there are additional things that can support that. If you're not doing that, nothing else is going to work as well. But we've also found that if we increase blood flow with our Beamer microvascular therapy circulation device, that if you can get blood and oxygen, if you can get oxygen and nutrients to the cells better, and if you can get carbon dioxide and other waste materials out of the cells better, then the cells respond and react better. So that's positive. So we want proper nerve flow. We want proper blood flow, which is amazing. We want to make sure there are no toxicities or deficiencies. That's where the nutrition response testing comes in, which we're super proud to offer now in Ann Arbor again. It's been a few years since we were able to do that, but we're offering that again in Ann Arbor to make sure toxicities and deficiencies your body's working on a cellular level the way it's supposed to. So there are lots of options. Well, the last few months, I have been personally testing a device that actually works on frequencies. Now, we know already, we've known for a long time, it's not new information. And I'm going to talk about this in our daily dose video at 1 o'clock today. But we know that if we can get a 40 hertz frequency into your body, that will reduce inflammation. That's data science. We've known that for a long time. We know that if we get a 13 hertz frequency into your body, that will dissolve scar tissue. We know that if we get an 81 hertz frequency in your body, that will increase secretions. So now we can say, hey, if we're trying to boost your immune system, or if your body has an infection and we want the body to get rid of the infection, we would want to use 81 hertz, frequency of 81 hertz, to help your body secrete more and get the bad stuff out. And so we know these things. And so what's amazing about it is there's actually a device that you can wear, and it sticks on you wherever you need it, like an EKG or something like that. And I've personally been using it. Dr. Sarver in our office has been using it. Dr. DiGregorio, a friend of mine in South Carolina, has been using it. My wife Carrie's been using it, and I got to tell you, the results are. I I hate to admit it because I want my care just to fix everything. Literally, if I tell you about this device and the device works amazingly, maybe you'll need me less, right? But doctor means teacher, and it's my responsibility to make sure that people know this. So we're going to be talking more about this device, but I want to introduce the concept of energy and frequency medicine because it really, I believe that it is the future of healthcare. And the vision I have is that the people that will do the best are the ones that are getting their nervous system working well foundationally. That must be your foundation. The people that have proper blood flow, also very, very important. The people that have proper nutrition with no toxicities or reduced toxicities and no deficiencies. You want more of the good stuff, less of the bad stuff. So the chemical environment is very important. Movement, exercise, getting it going, getting the body moving how it needs to, and resetting frequencies. So here's my personal experience. So my dad was having a heart catheterization. That was really scary. If any of you have been around for much time, you know it's been quite a year for everybody. But I lost my mom and best friend both on the same day in January this year. And so there's been a lot. There's been that. There's been COVID. There's been business stuff. There's been team changes, and I'm not a victim to anything. It's just been a big year. It's been a lot going on. Well, then I find out my dad needs a heart catheterization, and if that doesn't go well, then he needs open heart surgery. And so I just was like, all right, God, not now. I'm not in the mood. And so he's having the heart catheterization. I've got the device on. I'm in the waiting room at the hospital, and I don't sleep anywhere. I've flown to the Philippines, 21-hour flight. I didn't sleep. I flew overnight to Scotland. I didn't sleep on the flight. Like, I don't sleep unless I'm in a bed somewhere. Well, I'm sitting in the waiting room at the hospital. I've got the device on, and I have it on a setting. So what's amazing is it's a setting. It's a program that's run on your phone, and you pick whatever programs you need. And what's cool is we can actually test and say, kind of prescribe, these are the programs you need, or this is the program you need. And so the phone sends a signal to the wearable device, which then transmits frequencies into the body. And I honestly have been blown away with the results I've seen. So just a quick story, and I'll wrap it up this morning. You'll be hearing more about this, and if you have questions, please let me know. I'd love to help you with this. It's great for pain management. It's great for chronic inflammation. It's great for anxiety and depression and difficulty sleeping. I mean, I've never seen anything that can address so many different things, but it makes sense because you can use it. It knows the frequencies that your body needs to get a certain response. So anyway, back to my story. I'm in the waiting room. I've got the device on, and I have it on a rest, like a restful, calming session. And it's about a 45-minute session. So normally, you could do that if you're going to sleep or trying to wind down. Well, I fell asleep in the waiting room in the hospital. I mean, completely out. And that has never happened before. And the nurse came up and kind of shook me awake, and I was startled. And she said, the doctor's coming out. Everything went really well. And I thought, you have got to be kidding me. Never in my life have I fallen asleep in a public place like that. And it was in the middle of the day. It wasn't like it was 1 a.m. or, after a super long day. So I knew then that we were onto something, that this thing was working. And then we've got some more stories I'm going to share throughout, our conversations with these about pain being an issue, people not holding their adjustments. So really, really, really good stuff. If you're an existing patient in our office, you can join us at 1:00 today on our Zoom Full Potential Weekly Coaching live session today at 1:00, where I'm going to be talking in detail about how we plan to use this for our care and what we recommend you do with your care. We're also going to be introducing Dr. Keith Sarver on that session. And he's who is gonna do our nutrition response testing. So we've got a lot of really, really cool stuff going on. I'll be back tomorrow for another daily dose. Questions, comments, leave them below. I'm Dr. Lazar. I'll look forward to